Could this be the end of John Wick as we know it? Keanu Reeves has defied expectations for decades, pushing his body to the limit with every brutal fight sequence, every heart-pounding stunt, and every bullet-riddled showdown. But as the franchise reaches new heights, one question looms over the future. How much longer can he keep this up? At 59, the iconic actor has endured more physical punishment than most action stars half his age, leaving fans wondering, will he return for another chapter, or has John Wick finally met his match? Not in an assassin, but in time itself. Stay with us as we explore whether Reeves has one more fight left in him, or if this is the moment he finally hangs up the suit. It was the kind of love that felt destined, an unspoken understanding between two souls who found solace in each other amidst the chaos of Hollywood. In the late 1990s, Keanu Reeves met Jennifer Syme, a bright and artistic production assistant with a deep love for music and film. Their connection was instant, effortless, magnetic. Jennifer wasn't drawn to Keanu the movie star. She saw the man beneath the fame, the quiet, introspective dreamer who preferred motorcycles over limousines, books over parties. And Keanu, who had spent much of his life drifting through relationships, found in Jennifer a rare kind of peace, a home in the middle of an unpredictable world. Their love story unfolded away from the public eye, filled with whispered conversations, laughter shared in dimly lit cafes, and the kind of moments that don't make headlines, but mean everything. Jennifer was more than just Keanu's partner. She was his muse, his best friend. Those who knew them could see the tenderness in the way he looked at her, in the way he spoke about her, always with a quiet reverence, as if afraid to disturb something precious. They were planning a future together, dreaming of what lay ahead, believing that their love was strong enough to withstand anything. But fate had other plans. Their relationship, which had promised so much, would soon be tested by an unimaginable tragedy, one that would change Keanu's life. Just when their love seemed to be building towards something beautiful, life dealt them a cruel and devastating blow. Keanu Reeves and Jennifer Syme were overjoyed when they discovered they were expecting their first child, a baby girl they had already named Ava Archer Syme Reeves. She was their future, a symbol of the deep love they shared, a reason to dream beyond the present. They had made plans, imagined late-night lullabies, and whispered hopes of the life they would give her. But fate, indifferent and merciless, had other plans. On December 24th, 1999, just weeks before they were supposed to welcome their daughter into the world, Ava was still born at 8 months. The grief was unimaginable. In an instant, their joy was replaced with an all-consuming silence, a void that words could never fill. The nursery that had been lovingly prepared remained untouched, a heartbreaking reminder of what could have been. Keanu, always private, carried his sorrow quietly, while Jennifer, shattered by the loss, struggled to cope with the overwhelming grief. The weight of their tragedy became too much to bear. The love that had once been their refuge now reminded them of the pain they couldn't escape. Though they still cared deeply for each other, their relationship slowly unraveled, unable to withstand the sorrow that hung between them like a shadow. The loss of Ava left Keanu forever changed, deepening the quiet melancholy that had always lingered beneath his gentle demeanor. He had lost not just a daughter, but a future filled with laughter, love, and all the possibilities that had once seemed so certain. Despite the unbearable grief that followed the loss of their daughter, Keanu Reeves and Jennifer Syme never stopped caring for each other. Their love had been real, profound, and filled with dreams of a future they would never get to have. But the weight of sorrow was too heavy, creating a distance neither of them could bridge. Every touch, every shared silence was a painful reminder of what they had lost. No matter how much they loved each other, their hearts were too shattered to heal together. In time, they made the difficult decision to part ways, not out of anger or resentment, but out of an unspoken understanding that they couldn't find solace in each other's arms anymore. Yet even in separation, their bond remained. Keanu, a man who valued loyalty above all else, never turned his back on Jennifer. She had been his partner in joy and his companion in sorrow, and though they could no longer be together, he would always be there for her. Their friendship endured, built on a quiet, unbreakable connection that neither time nor distance could erase. They still spoke, still cared, still held space for each other in their lives. But fate, relentless in its cruelty, was not done with them yet. Their story, already marked by tragedy, was about to take an even darker turn, one that no one could have foreseen. Just when Keanu Reeves thought he had endured the worst pain imaginable, life struck another devastating blow. On April 2nd, 2001, Jennifer Syme, the woman he had once dreamed of building a family with, was forever. A tragic car accident in Los Angeles took her in an instant, leaving Keanu to grapple with a grief so profound that it felt almost unreal. One moment, she was still in his world, still someone he could call, still someone he could hold in memory of what they had lost together. The next, she was taken from him, this time with no chance of ever returning. The funeral was a somber affair, shrouded in heartbreak and quiet devastation. Keanu, ever the silent bearer of sorrow, stepped forward as a pallbearer, his expression unreadable, but his pain unmistakable. The weight of the coffin in his hands was nothing compared to the weight in his heart. He had carried Jennifer through moments of joy, through unspeakable grief, and now, in the cruelest of fate, he was carrying her to her final rest. In that moment, the dreams they had once shared, the love that had lingered even after their breakup, and the bond that had survived loss, all of it was buried with her. For Keanu, it was yet another cruel reminder that love and loss were inseparable, and that life, no matter how fleetingly beautiful, could take everything away in the blink of an eye. After years of profound loss, Keanu Reeves has come to see life through a lens shaped by grief, love, and an ever-present awareness of mortality. In 2024, he openly shared that death is something he thinks about constantly, not in fear, but as a quiet companion that reminds him of what truly matters. Unlike many who push thoughts of their own impermanence aside, Keanu embraces using them as a guide to cherish every fleeting moment, every connection, and every act of kindness. For him, loss has not just been an event, but a teacher. He knows that time is not promised, that the people we hold close today could be gone tomorrow. This awareness does not make him bitter. It makes him great. It fuels the warmth he extends to strangers, the humility that defines his interactions, and the depth with which he approaches relationships. He has seen firsthand how love can be taken away in an instant, and because of that, he holds onto it with quiet reverence, never taking it for granted. To Keanu, the reality of death is not a shadow that darkens life. It is a reminder to live fully, to love deep, and to appreciate the simple beauty of existing in the here and now. Keanu Reeves has faced more tragedy than most, yet instead of becoming hardened by pain, he has chosen to meet the world with kindness. In an industry often fueled by ego and excess, he remains a rarity, a man whose humility and generosity have become as legendary as his film. He moves through life without pretense, often seen riding the subway, stopping to chat with fans, or quietly donating to causes without seeking recognition. Despite being a global superstar, he lives without the arrogance that often accompanies fame. He speaks softly, listens intently, and treats everyone, from co-stars to crew members to everyday people, with the same respect and warmth. Stories of his kindness are endless, almost mythical in nature. He has been known to give up his seat on crowded public transport, spend hours talking to homeless individuals, and go out of his way to uplift those around him. When filming The Matrix, he gifted a significant portion of his earnings to the stunt team, recognizing that their hard work made the movie's action sequences possible. When a crew member mentioned financial struggles, Keanu quietly arranged for them to receive the help they needed. He has surprised set workers with unexpected bonuses, ensured that assistants and lower-paid staff members are fairly compensated, and taken pay cuts so that production teams could afford other talented actors. His kindness extends beyond Hollywood. Keanu has been known to sit with strangers and listen to their story, whether they are fans, airport workers, or people who simply cross his path. He takes time for people not because he has to, but because he genuinely cares. His generosity knows no bounds. He has quietly funded children's hospitals, supported cancer research, inspired by his sister's battle with leukemia, and even set up charities without attaching his name to them. His humility is striking. When asked about his wealth, he once shrugged and said, "Money is the last thing I think about. I could live on what I've already made for the next few centuries." Unlike many celebrities, Keanu doesn't seek attention for his good deeds. He doesn't announce his donations or use his kindness as a branding tool. Instead, he simply lives by a philosophy of treating others with dignity and compassion. He understands loss, he understands struggle, and he chooses to counter life's hardships with empathy. In a world often consumed by self-interest, Keanu Reeves is a reminder that kindness is a quiet, powerful force, one that can leave an impact far greater than fame or fortune. While his on-screen characters may be action heroes, in real life, he is something even greater. A man whose quiet generosity has touched countless lives and made the world a little better for those who cross his path. Keanu Reeves has become synonymous with John Wick, embodying the relentless, grief-driven assassin with a level of dedication that has left audiences in awe. His commitment to the role is legendary, spending months in intense physical training, mastering complex fight choreography, and performing his own stunts with a precision that few actors can match. Yet, as the franchise pushes forward, whispers of whether he may be aging out of the role have begun to surface. At 59, Reeves still moves with the agility and intensity that made John Wick a cultural phenomenon, but the brutal demands of the action sequences raise the inevitable question: how much longer can he sustain this level of physical punishment? Filming each installment of the series has taken an increasing toll on his body. He has openly admitted to feeling the physical strain more with each film, enduring grueling injuries and pushing himself beyond his limits. John Wick Chapter 4 was arguably his most punishing yet, featuring relentless action set pieces that tested even his unwavering stamina. While Reeves remains as committed as ever, the reality of time is unavoidable. The role demands peak physicality. Every punch, kick, and high-speed stunt must look effortless, and maintaining that intensity only becomes harder with age. Yet, if anyone can defy expectations, it's Keanu. His devotion to training, combined with his near-superhuman work ethic, makes it hard to count him out. If John Wick were to continue, there's a possibility that Reeves could pass the torch in some way, shifting into a mentor role or guiding a new assassin through the world of the high table. Alternatively, technology could offer solutions, with stunt doubles and digital enhancements extending his action career. For now, fans remain hopeful that Reeves has at least one more John Wick left in him. After all, this is an actor who has consistently shattered doubts and reinvented himself across decades. Whether he continues as the unstoppable hitman or chooses to step back, one thing is certain: Keanu Reeves has already cemented his legacy as one of the greatest action stars of all time.